Welcome back to Andersen Acres. We're here with Deli, our beautiful Rex rabbit, to talk about her colors, her color genetics specifically. We're going to play genetic detective and uncover her genetics. It's a learning exercise so you can learn how to identify the genetics in your rabbit so you will know what type of rabbit to cross, what color rabbit to cross to get the colors you're hoping for. So she is a solid black Rex rabbit. So let's run through the different gene sequences that make up her color. Now we are not going to talk about the broken gene because our Rex rabbits do not have the broken gene. They are all just standard, no broken gene present at all. So she does not have a broken gene at all. None of our Rexes do, so we're not even going to talk about it. If you want to hear more about the broken gene, you can either look at the videos that we have that are about the broken gene, or you can look at any of our Holland Lops, because my Holland Lops all carry broken genes, or most of them. So you can definitely look there and see a little bit more about the broken gene. We're not going to discuss broken or Vienna tonight, because the Rexes don't have it. But we are going to discuss our standard A, B, C, D, and E genes. So the first gene we will discuss is the A gene, the most oftenly discussed gene. Now, the A gene consists of agouti, tan, or self, or solid. Okay, self or solid is the same. Some people call it self, some people call it solid. So she is a solid black. The most dominant gene in the A series is agouti, followed by tan, followed by self. So the only way you get to be this rich, dark, solid all the way through, so if you flip her fur up, it is black from root to tip. She is black on her underbelly, black on her extremities. She is a black rabbit. There is nothing else on her. No white, no other markings, no tan markings. The only way you get that is if you have two copies of the self gene represented like this. Two little A's. That is the most recessive you can be. So she cannot pass agouti or tan to her children. Any babies she has carry at least one copy of the self gene, even if they don't express it, because that's all she can pass down. So how about the B gene? The B gene is your color, your black or your brown. Those are your only two options. Now she's obviously a black rabbit. She's not chocolate. So she definitely has a big B. But what about that second gene? Well, we know because some of her babies have come out brown, they've come out chocolate. We know she carries a recessive B, a recessive little b, a recessive chocolate gene. So her B genes are written like this, black with that recessive chocolate. So she'll pass half black, half chocolate onto her babies. When she has a child, they'll either have the black or the chocolate gene. What about the C series? Well, the C series is the great color deleter. It's what is responsible for your chinchillas and your darks and your light chinchillas and your Himalayans and your red-eyed white. As you get deeper into that C series, more recessive, more color is deleted. You start with yellow, and by the time you get to red-eyed white, you've deleted all the color on the rabbit. So she has no color deletion at all. There's no chinchilla markings, there's no Himalayan markings, and she's certainly not a red-eyed white. She's anything but. So her first gene is definitely this dominant C. She shows none of those things. Now it is possible that her second gene is something more recessive. We've bred her 3-4 times now, and none of her children have displayed any of that, but that could be because of the males we've placed her with. So the proper way to write her C series is big C followed by nothing, a blank. We don't know. Now I suspect she's got two big C's because she's never thrown anything. But we don't know that for sure. So the proper way is big C with a blank because we don't know. What about her D series? D series is dilute. Are you a solid color? Are you the intense dark version of your solid color? Or are you diluted? So the dilute of black is blue. The dilute of chocolate is lilac. The dilute of your black agoutis, your casters, is actually an opal. And the dilute of your brown agoutis or your chestnut casters, that is your lynxes. So she is obviously not dilute at all. She's a very deep, intense black, a beautiful black, a fantastic color. I absolutely adore this deep, rich color. Yes, I do. Very sweet girl. However, some of her babies come out dilute. Obviously, her most recent litter was full of little dilute blue babies. So because they come out dilute, we know she has to carry a dilute gene because dilute is totally recessive. The only way you're a dilute baby is if your mama and your papa both gave you dilute genes. Obviously, she does. She has that because she passes it to some of her babies. So her proper dilute gene expression is this. Big D, because she's not dilute, followed by that little d, because she obviously carries a copy of the dilute. Now, rabbits like her babies, the blue babies, carry 2 copies of those genes. So they obviously got a copy from their papa. So she'll give half dilute genes, half intense. Now that we're done with the D, what about the E series? The E series is kind of annoying. Okay, the E series, the most dominant is steel. She's obviously not a steel, but that's the most dominant. The second is nothing. No expressions. The E series is about moving color around the body. So you have steel, where the colors move to the tips. You have harlequin, where that black breaks away. So in steel, the black moves to the tips. But in harlequin, it breaks away from the other colors and you end up with black splotches. And then you have tort, where the black is actually pulled so close to the skin that the only place you see the black is like on the ears and the nose and the feet, the places where the hair is really short anyway. So she is obviously not a tort. She's not a harlequin, and she's definitely not a steel. If she had a steel gene, you would know because she would express it. It's the most dominant. But she's not a steel. She's just your normal bunny. So her first gene is definitely the second gene in the dominance of the E series, which is just your normal, expressed with an E. Okay, steel is represented with an ES. She's just your capital E. The next 2 genes are harlequin and tort. And technically, we don't know that she carries any of that. To know if any of that was possible, we'd have to breed her children to each other to see if we could flush out a recessive gene, and we simply haven't done that. So we don't really know. So that second gene is a mystery. So correctly, E is written this way. Big E followed by who the heck knows? So her completed series looks like this. Okay, because she is self, she is black, she has no C expression, she is not dilute, and she has no E expression. So that is her completed color code. She has no Vienna mark, so we could include the Vienna mark genes, but she doesn't have it anyway. And she has no broken genes. So there's no point in including those because they're not a part of her genetic structure. However, we would like to introduce broken and Vienna to our beautiful Rexes. Yes. She's also a very good rabbit. She's very cuddly. Yeah. We love you so much. Anyway, I hope that helps you figure out the genetics of your own rabbit. Check out the playlist linked in the description so that you can see the videos explaining things like the agouti gene, the self gene, the C series, the E series, so that you can better understand how they work and the genes that are a part of those series. But she doesn't actually have very many of those different genes because she's just your solid black. Now, remember, solid is recessive. So she's actually not super common. You don't often have this rich, deep, intense black. And we absolutely love it. Yes, you're so dark and we love you. Anyway, that is about it for us here today at Andersen Acres. Drop a comment below. Let me know what color your rabbits are. We'll see you tomorrow.